Hey everyone, this is Mukesh Otwani once again from learnhypermission.com. So welcome to another video on TestRigor, and this is the ongoing series where we have discussed a lot of things about TestRigor. Those who are completely new to TestRigor is a generative AI based test automation tool. It has a lot of capabilities. Now this tool uses AI and it can automate your test without writing a single line of code. You can simply write your test in plain English, and with the help of AI it can automate. You can also give prompt. Using prompt also you can automate the complete application. So if you're completely new to TestRigor, then I have a dedicated series how you can get started with TestRigor, how you can test web application, APIs, mobile, desktop applications, everything we have discussed. And we also had multiple webinars with TestRigor team. So after this video, please check out the series and try from your side. So if you're new to TestRigor, I would highly recommend create an account and start exploring from your side. They have multiple plans. So if you just go to sign up, you can see they have multiple plans. It starts with free, which is public open source. They also have a private plans and they also have an enterprise plan. So create account, book a demo and see whether it's fitting as per your requirement or not. And if you go through this link, you will be getting some additional 15% off if you go with the paid plans. But if you want to explore, you can start with the free account, and if it's as per requirement, go ahead. And if you have any custom requirement, you can book a demo with them and see how TestRigor can help you in your test automation journey. Now I already have account, so I will be using existing account today. And today we will be talking about how you can connect TestRigor with cloud testing platform like LambdaTest, Browser Stack, SourceLab, and any other tool that you're using. Now, before we start this video, I want to give you the use case why we need to connect TestRigor with these cloud testing platform which is available in the market, right? Now, if you see, the moment you start working with TestRigor, the moment you create your test suite, you will be getting options like you can have desktop web applications, mobile web, native and hybrid mobile and desktop. Let's say if I go with desktop and if I select my operating system, let's say Windows. In Windows, we have multiple options: Chrome, Chrome for testing, Edge, and Firefox. Similarly, if I select OS X, which is Mac, I will get Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and CFD. But when we talk about in real time, if you're doing cross-browser testing or if you're doing cross-platform testing, you need multiple browsers, you need multiple OS, you need multiple devices, right? Let's take example. I'm using Mac right now and I need Windows system. And when we talk about Windows, I also need Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 8, 8.1. Let's take example of Windows 11 at this moment. Currently, at the time of recording this video, the Chrome version is 142. But what if I need to check my application in version 143, version 144, which is beta release and dev release? And to check whether the application will support the previous versions, I need 141, 140, and 139. Now, how do I get so many browsers, so many platforms? Now, when you go with TestRigor, you already have their own hosted operating system and browsers. But if you need wide range of OS browser combination, then you need to use these cloud testing platforms, for example, LambdaTest, Browser Stack, SourceLab, and so on. Now, in this example, I will be using LambdaTest, but I will also show you that in case if you have Browser Stack or any other vendor, how you can connect to their cloud and how you can start using it. So we will be having test on TestRigor, but the actual test will be running on these platforms. Okay. Now for this demo, I already have created account with LambdaTest. So you can also create a free account. So with free account, you will be getting 100 free minutes for testing, which is more than enough if you want to explore. But obviously if you have a paid account, if you have already subscription and your company has given the subscription, you can go with the paid plans as well. Now the process will remain same whether you have a free user or you have an enterprise. What you need is username and access key. It looks very complicated, but when you see the actual configuration, it's just hardly 10 seconds. So if you don't have an account, create an account so that you can get username and access key that we will be using today. So if I show you, let's say I want to automate. Okay. So if I click on automation, you can see we have multiple options: demo, project, and configure test suite. And if I click on configure test suite, now we have multiple options. Let's say I want to directly jump to configure my test. And now you can see we have a different variety. I want to use Chrome 144, 143, 142, 141 and so on. I can check which browser, which version. Along with that, if I want to go with, let's say, Windows 10, Windows 11, Mac OS different version, Linux, I can select and I can run my test accordingly. So I already have created account. I did login. Now once I log in, you can see if you come here, we have something called credentials. You copy this username. So I will copy this somewhere. Now please don't use my username and access key. Obviously I will delete these access keys. I will regenerate, but please use your username and access key. That's all you need. Rest everything is configuration from TestRigor side. Now if I come back to my home page, I already have so many test suites created. So you can see we have e-commerce, API test, freelancer application. So if you want, you can create a new test suite or you can use existing one. Since I already have 2 tests here, 2 here, 5 here, 10 here, I will go with this test suite so that I can show you how my existing test will get executed on LambdaTest. So if I click on this freelance application, which is my test suite, and you can see I have 5 test cases so far. So this is create and verify new user, verify new user creation, log into application, create new user and so on. Now in order to do this setting, on the left hand side you can see this panel, right? Click on settings. And now you come back to this multiple browsers. Now this is a very important section, so please pay attention. Right now, if you see in providers, we have built-in. Built-in means these browsers and OS combination is provided by TestRigor. So if I want to select on, by default it's Ubuntu Chrome, but let's say if I want to go with Windows Edge browser, I can select. If I want to go with Mac OS, I can go with Safari Edge browser. So by default, my test will be running on these 3 browsers: Chrome, Edge, Safari, Ubuntu, Windows, and macOS. But now I will show you how you can use LambdaTest. So very small setting that you need to do. If you come back to this section, which is external infrastructure provider, we have browser stack, we have LambdaTest, we have SourceLab. So you need to click on this checkbox if you're using LambdaTest. If you're going with browser stack, you will go with this. For this example, I have already created account LambdaTest. Click on this, enable LambdaTest. Now you need to provide username and access key. So we created this username and access key, right? So I will show you that. So copy this username, entered here, I already have entered. And coming back to access key, I will copy this access key and paste here. Now the moment you click on save, once connection is done, if you come to providers, you will see LambdaTest. See guys, by any chance, if the username and access key is wrong, you will not be getting this. Since this is a fresh account, I do not have incorrect username and access key. Now let me select LambdaTest. See, the moment I select LambdaTest, automatically I got few more options. Now let's say I'm using Windows. Now I can select which window version I want to use. Windows 10, 11, 7, 8, 8.1. Let me go with latest, which is Windows 11. Now it is asking which browser. See, Chrome, FT, Firefox, IE, Edge and Opera. This is Chrome for testing. We'll go with standard Chrome. And now it is giving me so many versions. If you see, it is maintaining from 46 till 142. So if you're watching this video at later stage, the browser versions will get updated. You might get a new version of Windows in future. So choose the version accordingly. So I'm going with 142 Windows 11 Chrome. Now let me add this browser. I don't want to use this built-in one. I will remove. I will use LambdaTest Windows 11 Chrome 142. Let me use Windows 10 as well, Chrome 142. Let me use Mac OS. I will go with Ventura latest, Chrome 142. And let me take Monterey, Chrome 142. So all these combination I want to test. Each and every test that I will execute from TestRigor will be executed on LambdaTest with these 4 combinations. Now, one small disclaimer. Right now, I'm using free account of LambdaTest, right? So parallel, it will only support 2 parallel execution. I showed you the combination of 4. You can have multiple combination, depends on what plan you have. Now, since we have only 2 parallel execution, I will keep only 2, but for demo, I showed you 4. So let me go with latest combinations. Okay. I will remove this Windows 10 as of now, and I will remove this previous version of macOS. Windows 11, Chrome 142 and macOS Ventura Chrome 142. Let's click on save. Now, once you're done with the setting, come back to your test suite and you can see we have multiple test cases, right? So this is create and verify new user. This is with Orange HRM. This is verify user course creation, login application. This I have disabled, and this is create a new user. So I will be running this test. So basically we are going to use this application. I will be creating a new user. I will fill this form and it will also verify whether the user has been created or not. So quickly, if I show you what exactly this test is doing. One second. So if I click on quick edit, this is what the test is doing. It's just clicking on new user, checking the buttons disabled before filling the form. Then we are filling the form with dynamic email. Then we are checking the button should not be disabled. And once we create the user, it should give me this message, sign up successfully. Now, the moment I run this, if I click on retest, now you can see the moment I triggered, now it is going to run my test on these 2 combinations. This is Windows 11 Chrome and Windows macOS Ventura Chrome. If you want to see the real execution, you can come back to LambdaTest and click on web automation. You can see it triggered few seconds ago, and this is the user which I created, right? If we click on it, now you can see the test is running. If you see, it's Windows 11 142 and it is macOS Ventura 142. So it's running on LambdaTest. You will get videos, you will get a screenshot. And if you come back to TestRigor, here also the screenshots are getting updated, plus you will also get video. For example, if I want to see on Windows 11 Chrome, I can see all the screenshots. So it started with this clicking on this link, that's filling the form, right? It clicked on this radio button, it's selected, and it will also do the verification. Sign up successfully. Now, similarly, you will find this when you're working with this. So it's little slow, so we'll wait for some time. Once we're done with this macOS, you will see the screenshot, video and everything. So if you want to quickly check, come back here. This got executed. Chrome 1 is still running. Okay, so now I can see both are done. So if I click on this macOS, again, let's see. Yeah, it has completed and we got this. See, now I can change anytime. Let's say if I don't want to go with this combination, again, if I go to multiple browsers, I took Ventura, right? Now let's say if I want to go with the latest version, Ventura is not the latest, right? So we'll go with this version and I can delete this Ventura. Now I can save. And again, I can come back to our test suite, go to test cases, and I can quickly do retest. Now, if I do retest again, this time it will take the latest one which I have selected. One second, this scrolling issue. See, now it is Windows Chrome and latest version of Mac. And so this is what I wanted to say, that you can connect with LambdaTest, Source Lab browser stack. You can have your test on TestRigor. The moment you run your test, it will be connected to their platform and you can start running. you will see the screenshots video here. Plus, if you want to check in detail video screenshots, you can also log into LambdaTest and you can see the recordings. So these are our previous recordings. These are the new tests that we triggered, right? So if I see here, we got the complete video. It's done again now with these two combination. And finally, if we click on view execution, okay, so you can see now you can generate Word document, PDF document, Word document, PDF document. So this is for Windows combination and this for macOS combination. One by one, all the screenshot with proper summary you will see. You can download and you can use for reporting purpose. So yeah, that's all about this video. So again, a quick recap. You can run all your TestRigor test either on their platform, or if you have any other cloud testing platform, you can run on these cloud as well with different browser devices, version combinations. When it comes to configuration, it's very straightforward. You have to come to settings, then click on multiple browsers. If you're using LambdaTest, click on this checkbox, give the username and access key. If you do not have account, create a free account and give a try. Once you select from providers, select the LambdaTest, then give different browser combination. I use two combinations because my free plan have only two. And once that is done, you trigger any test and they will be running parallelly with these combination. Yeah, so that's all about this demo. In case if you want to explore TestRigor from your side, then please go ahead and explore. And if you go through this link, you will be getting additional 15% off if you go with their paid plans. If you're doing POC, if you're still exploring, still book a demo with them, understand how it works, how it can fulfill your requirement. And if you're looking for any specific video on TestRigor, let me know in the comment section and I will create a new video.